Hi guys, Kayla Calver from cleverpacks.co.uk. This is my Technique Tuesdays. One of the things that I love about the stamp sets that we have is the ability that we can combine them and actually make our own DSP. I am absolutely in love with the stamp set, Paysley and Posies. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and it comes with a combination of a die set and also the DSP paper, which actually inspired what I'm doing today. I absolutely adore this paper, but then if I want to do something in a large number, I would find hard because there's only one of these papers in each of the packs. I thought I would have a go and try to recreate the pattern or a very similar pattern using the stamp set that we have, which is this one. And all this came about because in about this time of the year, 2 years ago, I was designing and creating my own favors for the tables for my wedding. And I thought how similar the work that is in the design of this paper was to what we can actually recreate with Paisley and Posies. So let me start doing it. I've done one in Rich Raspberry. I just had to got a piece of paper that would make it 2 of them. The measurements of the stock for this is 4 1/4 by 6, and I used the tear and tape with a little bit of a staple, a mini staple in it, just to make sure that would hold it together afterwards. The stock card is quite strong, so it would actually pull open if we don't use something to actually reinforce that. And the great thing about this suite is that it comes with the ribbons. It comes with a 3 set. So let me find here. 3 set ribbon. One is Delightful Dijon, Mint Macaroon, and Rich Raspberry. So you have a combination. So the papers, the stamps, the die set, and the ribbons. Absolutely, absolutely love it. So what I decided to do one similar to this one that I had for my wedding. So I went to the craft paper, which is a slightly thinner paper than the Rich Raspberry. But hey, let's go and start doing it. It's a very easy thing to go and create your own pattern. You just select a group of stamps from your set. It could be a different one. I have a different project coming later this week, which I've been creating to some babies that are due to arrive from a couple of my friends. So I'm gonna have some boxes made to face the presents that I'm sending to them when they're born. But now I'm gonna create. The first thing that I'm gonna do, I use my embossing buddy just to make sure there's no grease in this space, in this paper. And I'm gonna use my Versamark, and I'm gonna stamp all of them, all the thing, and then afterwards I will start embossing. If you're doing a large piece of paper and you're not yet confident that I say, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and I won't have an issue, do each of the stamps that you have. So if you chose this one, you stamp all of the same shape, then come back, emboss, and then do the whole process again. Because this is such a small sample of paper, I can actually do all of them. Start from the big one and then move on. Make sure that you have plenty of Versamark ink in your stamps. Some of them are very delicate, so just take your time and press firmly and then hold. So if you start from the larger stamps, it's much easier for you to match when you get to the smaller ones. Let's get this. You should work as fast as you can, but don't rush, as I said, because it's a nice thing for you to find the right place and to match where that stamp would look best on your design. I love it. Then I do this quite a lot for boxes. When I want to match papers there, we actually don't have a DSP directly connected to, but I use a stamp set to make everything becomes a one project. Now I have not a lot of big spaces around. I chose a little leaf group, and that's my last stamp. So I work with 4 stamps counting this one in this project, and I am just going to fill the small gaps that we have in between. You could create a much closer pattern if you decided to. Depending on the stamp set, you will be able to create quite elaborate DSPs. I will come back with one that I created a few months ago, which used one of my favorite stamp set, Love You Lot, and do that one, because when we're gonna use some watermarks and paint it. For this paper, I'm gonna use the copper embossing powder and try not to touch the parts that I stamped. And let's start spreading the... I did a big mess when I was trying to do a bigger one. Embossing powder everywhere. So I decided just to cut the right size for this one for the video. I thought it was less messy. But if you have a way to protect your paper, just put it down on flat and filled with the embossing powder on top, and then carefully remove the excess. So I managed to cover the whole area with the embossing powder, and I'm going to just put it down, put this away, get clean, and just give me a second while I get my heating tool on. A reminder, put embossing powder everywhere at this moment. And now this is the result of the copper on the craft paper. As you see, it's a little bit bending, but we're gonna actually reinforce that bend. What I'm gonna do, I use the bond folder to just come and soften, make the paper slightly more bend inwards like this. That will help us when we are trying to get this shape, the sour cream shape pouch. Okay, what I'm gonna use the tearing tape and add it to the side, and get my piercing too, because I don't want to create a crease. What I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna have to hold both sides and try to match this together. All right, this paper was slightly easier than the other one. The other one was a little bit more resistant to what I was trying to do, just because the cardstock's slightly thicker. My suggestion now is just to pinch, first of all, in the one that is the less resistant, this one. We pinch and we hold. Yeah. And then we do the opposite on the top, which is coming here, and pinch. And now we're going to get this, the tearing tape inside. I'm just trying to get the closest to cover the whole area. And then we come inside and we add the tearing tape. I found this one to be the easiest one around to stick and keep close. A couple of years ago, I didn't know Stampin' Up, and otherwise I would have had a ball doing other things and actually experimenting way more than I did with at my with the reception of my wedding. I'm just using the mini stapler, just to make sure that this is not gonna open, and I will do the same on the other side. I'm gonna get glue, sorry, not glue, tearing tape inside. And a bit fiddly when you have to do 110 like I did a couple of years ago. I had Hen's mom was around, and she actually were brilliant helping. And yeah, but I don't always have her. And most of you don't either. Whoops. So now we have the pouch ready to be decorated. As I said, if you're doing quite a few of them, I'm just trimming out because it's just a little bit open. That was the stage where you fill with whatever you're putting inside, then you seal it. I'm always looking for whether the paper will look. So this is where we're gonna get the decoration. I got a final step, which is to add our sentiment. If I remember where I put it, there it is. Here it is, the sentiment, and I lost my bit of paper. Okay, got it. Had to cut another one, so I'm gonna use Rituals of Berry with the sentiment that comes in this, which is thankful, grateful, and blessed. Let me just make sure that I align properly here so I can actually see what I'm doing. Great about the polymer stamps is that you can see through, so you can actually pattern my head. Try to make as straight as possible, which is not always the case with me. Okay, let me close this, the ink. I chose the Rituals of Berry ribbon for this one because it was a good contrast with the craft paper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually staple this bit here in the middle so I keep it straight. Just stretch a little bit, so because when it staples it sometimes pull a little bit the thread, but it's all right. I'm gonna get a couple of glue dots on this. Just make sure it won't move afterwards. And I'm gonna apply here. And I will need 2 dimensionals. And attaching here and there. If you don't like to see them too long, you just can come here and trim both of them so they are roughly the same size as the other ones. So here we have a DSP created by myself and made into a sour cream pouch. I hope you enjoy. All the details for the project and all the projects that I use is in my blog. The details are just underneath on the information bar of this video. If you need a catalog or if you want more information on how to do this, just don't hesitate to give me send me a message and I will get in contact with you to actually have them done together in such a fast and effective way. So nice to see them done together in such a fast and easy way. Have fun. I hope you like it. If you like it, just hit the button and enjoy your crafting. Bye.